Record? No. Okay. I always forget to record. So welcome to our team call. We're going to be having some special guests, hopefully soon. Patrick Rielman is going to come on the call. He's an elite coach. He's got a team of about, 3,000 now or something along those lines. And then I'm working on getting Mindy Horde is going to come on our call in like a couple weeks. She's a 2-time elite coach, and she's going to be sharing her story and how Beachbody has shifted her life and her mindset, and then how she's duplicated her efforts in her team. So tonight, I know it was super last minute because I didn't know if we were going to have a guest or not. I'm going to keep trying to get other guest speakers because I feel like those are really important to hear from coaches that are outside of our team, because while there is a system in the way that we do things, I encourage you to use that system, to look at the system, review it, and understand it, but also to go and do your own research, through YouTube and checking things out online so you can actually learn more about the business yourself too. Because as a mentor, your mentor is there to give you advice and to make suggestions and to, give you feedback about different things. But your mentor is not the type there for you to go to and say like, how much is this challenge pack? Or how does this person sign up for, this or something along those lines, or those types of things. Like if it's a challenge pack, or what is a program like, or how much is it? You can look on your website, or you can go into your coach online office, and you can definitely use the FAQs, use the chat option. I use the chat option all the time. I just, get on a live chat, and you can ask them any questions that you need to know. If it's like how much a program costs or things like that, or where if it's something that you need feedback, or you need like ideas, it's something creative, you need suggestions, or you have a conversation and you're like, I'm at this point and I don't know what to recommend for them, or, I'm talking to this person and this is what they said, where do I go from here? Those types of things, those are mentorship questions. So definitely also too, not just that, but my business changed when I got a success partner that was outside of Team Aloha. Like I hooked up with someone that, she worked her business totally different way than I did. So when we did that partnership, there were certain things that I was strong in, and there were certain things that she was strong in, and we shared ideas. She was really good in Instagram. It was Kelly that was on the call last week, and she shared with me how to really grow my business through Instagram, and I was struggling with Instagram. I think I had like 3,000 followers at the time. I have like 13,500 followers now because of the stuff that I learned from Kelly. And that's just since we met in June. So pretty much in 1 year, I've gone up almost like 10,000 followers or something, somewhere along those lines in 1 year on Instagram with the help of what Kelly, told me to do. And I get a lot of people through Instagram. My onboarding process with my coaches, as far as like setting up the call and, setting up first month goals and helping coaches find their why and things like that. My onboarding process with my coaches was having more success at the time. She wasn't really having a ton of success with her onboarding process. So that was something that I kind of helped her with. Well, it wasn't that she wasn't having success, but she wasn't having success with her Coaches Earning Success Club in their first couple of months. And we talked about the fact that, when I get on the phone and if someone is like serious about building the business, we talk about the fact that that's a monthly benchmark that you need to earn. We talk about Success Club. And I talk about the importance of that connected to their why. So it's really important when you start a brand new coach to find their why. It's really important to have a deep why as a brand new coach. My why was that I really wanted to quit my job as a nurse anesthetist. I earned a 6-figure income. I was doing really well, but I was depressed. I was tired. I would come home. I would crash out on my couch. I would sleep. I wasn't really doing anything to better myself. I mean, I was still working out. It wasn't like I wasn't working out, but, when I was in anesthesia school, I wasn't. When I started my job is when I started Insanity. So I was still working out. And one day I just like fell to the floor, and it was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't work this full-time job and do Beachbody. And like, I was in a relationship and I had a stepdaughter and I had a dog, and I was just like, I can't handle this anymore. And I was just crying. And that was my why. Like I was unhappy with my job. I did not want to work as a nurse anesthetist anymore. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with being a nurse anesthetist, but it was not fulfilling me. It was not making me happy. It wasn't something that I felt was bringing me passion. I couldn't see myself doing this for the next 30 years. So that was my why. So do I know that that was a deep enough why? I mean, it definitely made me on my floor crying because I was so tired of living for the weekends. And so I decided that I was committed to working in this business because of that why. And anytime that I felt like it wasn't working and I was getting discouraged and things weren't happening fast enough for me, I would go and I would connect with my reason for doing this because I wanted to quit my job. And I would go and I would do personal development so I could better myself, so I could get myself into a better state of mind if I was frustrated or annoyed, because I knew that I was going to make this happen. I knew that I was going to be successful without a doubt, and I committed myself. I didn't just put my foot and my toe in the water and say, I'm maybe going to I don't know, we'll think about it. I'll maybe talk to this person and then I'll take a step back. I jumped in the pool and said, I'm doing this, and I don't care what it takes. And I made that commitment, and I chose to do everything that a successful coach does. I chose to invite every single day, even when it was hard and even when I didn't want to. I chose to do my personal development, even though I was tired and I didn't have the time. And I chose to do my workouts and drink my Shakeology and share that with people every single day and earn Success Club and help people, and then over time, because I wasn't really a good coach when I started. Like, I fully admit that. I was just all about, I wanted to quit my job so bad. My why was deep, but it was all about me. It was all about me quitting my job. It wasn't about them, helping them reach their goals and thinking about them potentially being a coach and potentially having the opportunity to really change their life with the financial opportunity, which to me, I love the healthy lifestyle thing, but I love the fact that we can be healthy, our healthiest person ever. We can help other people do that, and we can get paid to do that. Like, to me, the financial opportunity now is like way beyond just getting it set, having someone sign up for a challenge pack, because I see the way people live their lives and the way they don't take time for themselves, the way they're working like crazy hours. They never see their families. They're never there in their kids' life. They're not present for their children. And I'm not saying it to judge anybody's situation, because I don't have kids, but I see it every day, and I see the struggle. I see them wanting to be more present in the lives of their families. I see them wanting to do things that they love to do more, like take vacations or, do something on their home that they can't afford, or just take a day off and go to the beach with their kid or the zoo. So to me, I was just like committed. That was my inspiration. And now I'm helping people find their why. And I want to just spend my time helping people create their vision for their life, because I did it. I'm living it. I calculated my hours last week because I wanted to see how many hours am I actually working on Beachbody. And I realized that it was like between 25 and 30 hours I put in last week. So it's not even a full-time, I'm not even working full-time, but I'm earning a full-time income. I'm earning a 6-figure income, but I'm not even working like a full 40 hours. And it's going to be going down, and I'm going to be reducing that. I travel a bunch of times every single year. I can go out and do whatever I want, whenever I want, within, reason, but I'm comfortable. And I get to live a life that I created. If I want to sleep in one day and I want to work at 9 o'clock at night, I can. If I want to not take calls all day and just take the day off and go to the beach, I can, and I still am having an income. Do I have to do work? Yes. Are there some weeks that I probably work less than 25 hours? Yes, probably. Are there some weeks that I probably work more? Yes, but I get to do it on my own time. I get to create my life by design. So whatever that is to you, if you don't have the deepest why, where you literally like fall to the ground and cry, then you need to go deeper. You need to find what is your vision for your life. What is going to drive you to go do this business every single day and be committed 100%, not just with your toes in the water, but diving into the water. Find whatever that deep reason is. You can start small. It could be something that you just want to go on this one vacation, or you just want to be able to buy a boat or something like that. It doesn't have to be that you're going to go out and like you know, like start an orphanage in Africa or something. I mean, you know, but maybe that is what you want to do. Maybe it's just as simple as, like I said, want to be able to spend that day with your family and not do anything. But so it's really important that you have that deep why. But it's not just important that you have that. It's important that every single person that you come into contact with has that why. If they're joining you to get, you know, more healthy, then find out their deeper why in that and create that relationship with them. I was really bad at this at first. I'm still sometimes bad at it. I'm trying to actually get people on the phone and get to know them more, you know, when they're my challengers, because I used to just sign people up online and never even talk to them. And I've noticed, like today, I actually talked to a girl and I talked to a bunch of people that I haven't even signed them up as challenge packs. But I know that I planted that seed of building a relationship with them, and I got to check them out and see, are they someone I see myself maybe being a potential coach? Do I see myself working with them? Do I think that I could, you know, be their business partner for like the rest of my life? Because ultimately, if you always have that in mind, it's not that I'm pressuring them to do that, but it's I'm having the opportunity that it could lead to that for them, and it could lead to that for me, and it could be a great, you know, relationship, you know, mutually beneficial. I could help them, you know, retire from their job, retire their husband from their job, retire their wife from their job, whatever it is. And I can help them live the life of freedom, and I can be building my business too. So I'm always looking at people as they're a coach now, which I used to just look at people, oh, they're just a challenger, or oh, they're just a free group. I look at everybody the same. They're a person. They've come to me for help, and I am going to do what I can to help them. So my whole point is, when you find your why and you help your team find their why, even if it's just right now health, and then go deeper into that, and, you know, maybe they want to have more freedom, that's what's going to ultimately make you successful. It's duplicating what you're doing. It's not just going out and like making Success Club a couple of months and signing up a couple of people, or signing them up with a challenge pack, throwing them into a challenge group and never speaking to them again. This is about building a relationship with that person that you see being like your best friend. You know, you see like you could go on vacation with them, you could get along and all those things. That's who you want to sign. Because while we have this business, and this was the whole point that I wanted to make with it all, is that don't just trade this business in, you know, don't make it something that you hate. Don't leave one job for another that you end up hating. Find the pace that you want to go at in your business and go at that pace, but be committed to it. Be committed. If you're going to talk to, you know, less people, then be committed to doing it for 2 full years before you see results. If you want to talk to more people, you know, at least be committed to doing it for a year before you see results. But it's all about duplicating. Really. That's what it's all about. So, and not making it something, I lost my train of thought. I'm like on my like soapbox right now, and I totally lost my train of thought. But duplicating, which is, I went back. My point was that don't make this business something that you hate again. Create the business that you want. That's going to make you happy. That's going to be fulfilling for you. You know, not something that is going to make you angry and you're going to hate it and you're going to dread doing what you're doing, because then, you know, then you're just replacing one shitty job for another shitty job. You know, create what it is that you want to create with this business. Use your creative talents to come up with ways to help people or to reach new people or to create cool collages, whatever it is, you know, be creative with your business. And if you're feeling yourself being super frustrated with it, then go back to your personal development and spend more time in that, and go back to your why and go connect with that true reason that you decided that you were going to do coaching in the beginning. This girl said it on the National Wake Up Call, which was a few weeks ago. I'm not sure if you listened to it. I posted it today, but she said, set up your power hour that you're going to do your things every day. Set your time. So I've been doing this with coaches on calls. I'm saying, all right, if your time is from 7 to 8 p.m. and that's it, that's your Beachbody time, you block that off. You do nothing else in that time. You're not doing laundry. You're not putting the kids to bed. You're not feeding them. You're not playing with your animals, whatever. You're straight up from 7 to 8 is Beachbody time. And you can get a planner, which I love. And I'll talk about my planner again because I love this thing. And you put in there your time. You find something that has literally, if you're doing your business for an hour every day, find a planner that goes like by 5-minute increments and write down what you're going to do in every single one of those 5 minutes. I'm going to do my invites. I'm going to add my friends on Facebook. I'm going to do my follow-ups. I'm going to listen to the National Wake Up Call, whatever it is. I mean, you can't listen to the National Wake Up Call in 5 minutes, but schedule out your Beachbody time. Maybe one of those days, if you're listening to the National Wake Up Call, you can do that on your drive in and out of work. You can do your personal development when you're vacuuming your carpet or when you're taking a shower. That doesn't have to take away from things that you're already doing. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be doing your personal development. So map out your time, map out your hours, and give yourself a couple of weeks to figure out what you can do in that time. What can you accomplish in that 1 hour? Maybe you're looking around and you're going, they have an Instagram page and they have a Pinterest and they have a blog and they have this and they have that. And oh my God, I need to get those going. Okay. Forget about all the things that they have. Just think about what can you do? What will make you happy in your business? Can you talk to one person every day? Can you add one new friend on Facebook? Can you make one post on Facebook? What is comfortable for you? And then find what that balance is for now. Maybe it's going to be more time later. But find out what you can give in that hour and keep, playing with it until you figure out realistically, what pace can you go at? It's like you're running a marathon, 26 miles? Something. I ran a marathon. Yeah, 13.2 is a half, so 26.4. Okay. So you're running 26.4 miles in this business. And maybe some of you can run those 26 miles in let's put it in like months. So maybe you can run those 26 miles in 1 week. And maybe some of you guys can run it in 1 month. And maybe some of you can run it in 6 or a year. So figure out what you're going to do in your training for that marathon and the time that you're training, and figure out how much training you can do and how much time you can put towards, finishing it. That's what you need to figure out. And something that's not going to suck the life out of you to the point where you're going to be like, oh my God, I hate this. I need to go away and I need to sleep for 3 days because this sucks. Because then you just replaced one job that you didn't like, or maybe whatever life you didn't have, for another. So that was my whole point of the call tonight, because I feel like I made the mistake of, I was doing anesthesia and it was like, okay, I wasn't happy doing that. So I replaced it with, Beachbody. And then I found myself looking around and seeing everything that everybody was doing. And why am I not growing faster? Why am I not a 15-star diamond? There's people that signed up later than me and they're superstar diamond coaches. Why am I not, earning XYZ money? Why am I not finding the right people? Why are my people not joining in the challenge groups? Why are my coaches not doing anything? It was all about me, and it wasn't fun either, because it was all about me, but I was doing everything that I thought I was supposed to be doing based on what I saw everybody else doing. And I was getting distracted, and I was spending so much time looking at what other people are doing that I was wasting my time and feeling like I'm frustrated because I'm not there yet. That's such a waste of time. It doesn't do anything for you. So that's why the whole point is to find, what you can do, what's going to make you happy. And I think I'm coming to a place of balance where I feel I have a certain amount of time every week that I work my business, and beyond that, I don't. And I do what I think is fun for me. And if I'm not growing as fast as this person or that person or that person, it's whatever. I want to like it. But I saw myself going in the direction of not liking it. I saw myself replacing nurse anesthesia with Beachbody because I felt I had to do it this certain way, and it doesn't have to be any way. It can be whatever way you want it to be. That's why it's called Life by Design. So find what pace, you can do, what works for you, and just keep using that same pace. And then help your coaches find theirs. And when you do that, you'll have a business that won't ever disappear as long as Beachbody is around, which I'm hoping that it's a long time, and I think it will be. It will always be there, and it will never go away. So that's my soapbox for the night. Does anybody want to share anything or questions? Arthur. Uh-oh, we can't hear you. Doesn't work. Maybe you have to not use your headphones, your earbuds. I can't hear him. Can you guys hear him? Okay. Dude, it's not working. I guess you got to call on the phone. Sign language. You could start spelling it out.
Can I ask my question why he figures his stuff out?
Sure.
So, I mean, you and I were texting. That's something I struggle with getting, like, and I was talking to, my husband about it because he's in sales and, like, painting the picture and realizing that I'm not that type of person. I'm more logistic and, like, well, what kind of money do you want to make, and figuring it out from that angle. And that's not what I need to do for people. And I get that now. It was, like, helpful to understand why I wasn't working with it very well. But I was talking to Denny about that and saying, I need to paint the picture more and blah, blah, blah. But I feel like I need, like, steps, because I'm trying to, like, do these calls with my coaches, but I feel like I'm, like, all over the place. Like, I'm, listening to other coach calls, listening to the Amy Silverman, and it's like I'm getting good questions, but I feel like I'm just, like, random with my questioning. I do realize that I need to dive in deeper. Like, Spencer was a call, and I said, what do you want to do? And he's like, I want to travel. And I was like, cool, where do you want to travel to? And he told me, but then I kind of stopped asking. And John, my husband, was like, well, why didn't you ask, like, what does he want to do when he's there? What kind of side activities is he going to, he's like, you got to paint the picture, because that's what he does with women that come into his job for sales. So I get that I need to do that, but I feel like I need, like, a step-by-step, like, okay, great. So I've painted this great picture. Now where do I go? Like, I mean,
Okay. I actually did really, really good getting started call tonight with Jonah. How do you say her name?
I want to be like, what the hell did you say? Because I couldn't even get her to. Like, what?
She first of all, she wasn't ready when you were trying to reach out to her, and things changed in her life.
Wasn't pushed. Just like, what?
Yeah, she wasn't ready. So I'm going to hold on one second. So pretty much she was not ready because she had some things in her life that changed her circumstances where she has more time now. I guess her husband or something. It was something, I wrote it all down, what I talked to her about. Her husband he was coaching something, and it's done. So now she has more time and availability. But who knows what's going to end up happening. But so what I do in my getting started call is I spend my time asking them about their why. And if I don't take, like, a surface answer, because the first answer is usually like, I want to help people. I want to make some money. I really like the products, and I want to help other people use them and, make some money and whatever. It's something small, and that's okay. It can be that small, right? It's in the beginning, but then you have to have something that's deeper to keep going. So I'm like, okay. And what are you going to do with the money that you earn? And maybe it's just that they want to pay for their products or whatever. I usually try to get them at a level. And my question that I think is one of the key questions that I ask is, first of all, I form them. I find out about their family, family, occupation, recreation, message. So I find out, I don't ask them if they're married, and I don't ask them if they have kids. I say, what is your family situation? Because I want to ask people if they have kids, and maybe they couldn't have kids. And so I bring that up. I don't want to do that. I don't want to ask them if they're married, because maybe they really want to be married and they can't meet anybody. So I just ask them, like, what's your family situation? Do you have family in the area? So that it's like a very non-threatening question. I do this with my challengers too. And then, okay, I'm married, I have 2 kids, whatever. How old are your kids? What grade are they in? Cool. So what do you do for work? So we're on occupation. I usually start with work for whatever reason, and then find out what they do. Do they like it? What don't they like about it? What are their hours like? You know, when do they go to work? When are they going to work their Beachbody business? And figuring out their times. And then once I've talked about their occupation and their work, I talk about, well, for fun, I do, you know, I get into that more when I'm, you know, giving the message is like, I find out what recreational things, like maybe they like to travel or they, you know, like to go boating or whatever it is. So, you know, recreation. Then they're like, okay. And then I'm like, okay. And what about your fitness? Like what products have you used? What results have you gotten? You know, what are you doing with that? Right. Okay. And then where do you see this business going? You know, how do you see yourself doing what do you want to get your Shakeology paid for? Do you want to, and I kind of already have an idea as I'm talking to them. So today she was like, you know what? I never really thought about it because I didn't really see the potential, but I actually really want to replace my salary. And I was like, well, how much do you make? You know, okay, so how you need to make about this much a week in order to replace your salary. Okay, cool. So then we talk about that. And I'm like, you could do that for sure. Because you can pretty much do whatever you want in this business if you keep doing it long enough. So then I say things like, okay, well, in your current situation, this is like my key question. At your job, as you're doing it right now, is there anything that you cannot do because of it? Like, do you really want to take your kids to the zoo? Or is there like this, is there something in your current situation with your current job that you can't do because of finances? Maybe you like really need to put a new roof on the house and you can't afford it, you know, things like that. And I start to get them to have questions like get deeper. Okay. And then they're like, well, yeah, I really just want to be present in my kid's life. Like I want to help him learn his letters and I want to help him like learn his colors and I want to be there when he walks and I want to be there when he talks. And right now I feel like I'm missing out on a lot of things with my kids because of what I'm doing with my work. Okay. Well, first of all, it's inevitable that you'll be successful if you continue to do this business long enough. So I'm like, so you can have all those things if you're consistent. So I usually say that at least commit to a year, to be here for 1 year and to give that power hour every single day, to work your power hour every day, 7 days a week for 1 year straight. And you will get to a certain level where you will have the opportunity to, replace your salary. It may take you a year, it may take you 2 years, depends on how much you need to make. But so how are you going to get to that? How are you going to get to that point? So I talk about having them do a vision board. I'm like, wherever you're going to work, create a vision board, put pictures up of the things that you really want. Like if you want to go to France or whatever, and you want to take your kids to the zoo and just it doesn't have to be fancy, just something simple, something that you see every single day that's in front of you when you go to work your business. Okay. Something that represents your vision for your life and where you see yourself going. Okay. So we do that. And then I'm like, okay, well now we're going to talk about how you're going to make that happen. Okay. First of all, you need to have a deep why, which we're working on right now. Your why really should make you cry. You should be so deeply connected to it that should make you cry. It should make you sob. Like it's very emotional. And then how you're going to make that happen is you're literally just simply going to do the 3 vital behaviors every single day. In that power hour, you're going to do the 3 vital behaviors. You're going to invite to come and do this with you. You're going to be proof the product works, and you're going to do your personal development. And I go through the business activity tracker. I'm like, okay, now, first of all, set aside that hour. When are you going to work your business? Are you going to work it from 7 to 8 every night? Well, during that time, it needs to be focused Beachbody time. No laundry, no kids, no nothing. Focus that hour, just Beachbody. And then find out what you're going to do. Chart what you're going to do every 5 minutes, for that hour, because you want to stay focused on whatever task you have at hand. So it's not like, all right, I'm going to work Beachbody and I'm going to text on my phone and I'm going to write I'm going to be listening to personal development. I'm going to be doing I'm putting the laundry, 50 million things. No. And not, you can't be doing more than one Beachbody thing. So turn off your Facebook notifications and go, I'm going to do my invites. All right. You go to your inbox, you do your 2 invites. That's it. You close your inbox. Now you're going to go and you're going to send your 2 friend requests. You go to Facebook, you search for some friends, you add them. That's it. You're not like checking your phone and like texting people and answering emails while you're doing all that. You're focused on whatever the task is. If you do that and you literally go through the business activity tracker, which is, I tell people, I know maybe you don't like it, but let me share my screen. So literally you can pull this up online. Hold on. business activity tracker. Boom. You're going to see that it's highlighted because this is what I go to every day, every time I do this call. All right. So here's what you're going to do in that power hour. You're going to go and you're going to work down these items and you're going to finish everything. Hold on. Let me get this so that my screen, I need a bigger screen. I should have gotten the bigger screen on the Mac. But anyway, you're going to go through and you're going to finish every single thing. Okay. Being proof the product works. Check. That doesn't count for your power hour, but just check it off, okay? You don't have to worry about all that top stuff. I mean, yes, goals are good and all those things, yes, but this is just the beginning. This is the first call. Personal development. You're going to listen to it when you're in your car, when you're in the shower, when you're vacuuming, whatever it is, but you're not going to make this take away from the time that you already don't have. You're going to do it at a time that you, like when you're doing time wasters, when you're brushing your teeth, anything like that. Staying connected. So checking in on Coach Monthly. I go through this thing and listening to the National Wake Up Call, posting on social media, using Hootsuite. I talk about the app and I'm like adding your new contacts and I explain to them how they can go to Facebook and how they can look up the friends and add friends. And I go through and explain how they can join groups, whatever, however you want them to add new contacts. They find a bunch of people that have mutual friends and add them. Inviting to a challenge group. I talk about the message that they're going to send. Inviting people to a conversation is simply, hi, how are you? It's been a while. What's going on? Whatever, a simple message. So they're going to invite 2 people a day to just have a conversation with them. Inviting to a challenge group. I talk about in the beginning, especially for brand new coaches, in order to get them to go to Emerald right away, is there's an option. If they feel like this is something that they can do, they can go to like their best friends, like their top market, which is like their mom, their dad, their sister, their brother, their uncle, their aunt, their partner, their kids, their best friend, whatever it is, and go to that person and say, I've been using these programs and it's done XYZ for me, or using these products and it's done XYZ for me. I decided that I'm going to do this new business and I'm going to try it out, but I need some testimonials. I need just a couple of testimonials. Will you try them out for 30 days and give me your honest feedback? So these are people that they're not going to say no to you. Like they're like your best friends, they're like your hot market. So they may end up loving them and seeing how they feel drinking the Shakeology, and they may end up being your best coach. You never know. So that's hot market. Inviting people to a challenge group, like not the hot market. So I talk about the fact that they want to sign those first 2 challenge packs up. Always sign up their first 2 challenge packs as coaches, discount coaches, so they can reach the first rank of Emerald. I talk about that. And then inviting to a challenge group. Go through your Facebook friends list. Create 2 sides of the paper. One side is health and fitness. One side is coaching opportunity. Start putting them on different lists. Health and fitness, coaching opportunity. Go through all of your friends and put 20 names on each, section. And then how are you going to invite them? The people that you've known, you are your friends, you haven't talked to them in a while. You're not just going to go out and say, I'm starting a challenge group. Come do this with me. You're going to say, hi, how are you? It's been a while. How are your kids? Whatever. You start the conversation rolling and then you lead it to within 3 or 4 messages saying, once they ask you what you're doing and you lead it into that, have you ever considered joining my online accountability group? There you go. That's it. Simple. Then no, yes, yes. You go on and you use the 5-step process. Then inviting to learn about the business. I usually tell people in the beginning as a brand new coach, I think it's a good idea to do a 3-way call with me because I can teach you how to do a business presentation. Otherwise, I can send you a video on that. I have a recorded video, but definitely, try to connect with your sponsor and see if they can do a 3-way call and support you in doing that. Otherwise, I have a 5-step process on that I can share with you, which I do send them that in the welcome letter. Following up with customers, prospects, and team. They're not going to have any follow-ups. They just started. But I do talk about the fact that you want to put every single person's name on a list. And you want to make sure that you're following up because a no is only a no for right now. So you're going to come back to them when you start your next group and keep them on a list. And I talk about the fact that I put the form data on my list so that I know what we talked about the last time so I don't get confused about people. Existing customer check-ins, you're probably not going to have any of those, but if you did already start and you did start a challenge group, I check in with my challengers once a week in a message. I have a group message going and I ask them how they're doing. And then people that I feel more connected to, I may text them, I may call them, it depends on what our interaction is. If I don't feel that they're super engaged, then I'm not going to, try to reel them back in. But if they are engaged and they want, things, then I'm going to make sure to give them my time and attention. I'll invest as much time into someone as they invest into themselves, whether it's for health reasons or for coaching. I'll invest as much time in their, health, reaching their health goals as they are investing in themselves. I will invest as much time in their business as they are investing into their business. And that's how I do it. So checking in on once a week and then having them in the challenge groups, connecting with your team, listening to team calls. We have our team call every, Monday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I go over that. I literally go over the daily to-do list. I mean, the business activity tracker. That's what I do. And then I talk about the fact that at the end, I talk about these are the things that are going to make all of those things happen. So the vision that we created that, so doing these things every single day, it's inevitable that you will find the people that are serious about changing their life and are serious about changing the lives of others. Okay? If you just keep going, it's inevitable that you'll be successful in this business. And I truly believe that anybody can be successful if they just don't give up. So in order to have all of those things, in order to be able to teach your son, his letters and his colors and be able to take him to the zoo whenever you want and be there when he first walks and being able to put that new roof on your home and being able to travel to Europe where you've always wanted to go and being able to be home and present in your children's life and not have to go to work and set the example for them that parents can be there and they can have the full attention of their parents while they're there. For all that to happen, you need to do this every single day. And it's inevitable that that will happen. And that's the picture that I paint for them. And then it's up to them. They can either, create that vision board, like I said, and they can look at it every day and they can remind themselves of that vision every day. I do talk about personal development too. I say, if you're like losing yourself, then, personal development, but it's nothing that, it's partially that you are leading them to having this vision, but it's also partially if the person is ready and if the person really wants to do it. If I do that whole thing and I paint the vision and then they disappear and they stop answering my text messages or my calls or they don't, then I'm not going to go chase them down. It's really up to them. The only thing that I can do is provide the tools for their success. And then really the success depends on them. So that's all I do. Does that help?
Yeah. So, I still struggle with figuring out a why and helping them get to that. And I feel like that's the reason I'm kind of going back and redoing all these calls, because I feel like my coaches need a better why to keep themselves motivated. And so I struggle to find that deep why with them.
Well, the more you do personal development, the more you become better for yourself, and the more you learn to truly, authentically in your heart, for real, make it about other people, because it really is about other people. The more you authentically make it about other people, the more you're going to be able to connect to that part of them that is looking for guidance to reach, to see their dreams, to dream again. And the more it is about them and it's not about you, the more you'll be able to help them dream, because it won't be about you doing it good or you making sure that you do it right or doing it the proper steps, or it won't be about you. It doesn't matter. I can look stupid or I can sound ridiculous. If I, make up things how would you feel if you were earning $1 million a year? What would you do with, I'm not saying that I do that, but when I first started doing that, I felt ridiculous. I can totally relate to you being logical, because I'm not the type of person that's oh, and what color carpet are you going to have in your house? What color is the walls going to be? That's not me. I'm dude, how much money do you want to make? Okay, let's do it. No, but I needed to learn to be creative. I needed to learn to be okay, well, yeah, what color? And okay, now let's visualize that kitchen. What is it going to look like? What color are the cabinets going to be? And some people aren't even ready to go there. Some people aren't even connected to, they haven't dreamed in so long. They don't even know how to dream anymore. They're just like this. They don't even think that that's a possibility for them. But your job is just to show them that it is, to make them, to spark something in them, a flame where they just want to have more. They want to see more. They open up a little bit more. And the more you do personal development and the more you make it about other people, the better you're going to be at it. And the more times you do it. Did I do it good the first time? I was like a retard. I felt retarded, like asking them about when Kevin was telling me the story about how he got this girl to her Y, and he was asking her about like what color carpet she was going to have and like how the layout of the house was going to be. I was like, what? I was like, okay. And it wasn't even a thought in my mind to ask somebody about those things. But now when I'm doing it, like people are actually crying on the phone. Like they're talking to me and I'm like, I created a vision for someone who was crying because I told her, she was a mother that never took time for herself. It was always about the kids. And that's why her health was wavering. She had gained weight, whatever. That's why she joined, because she needed to get in better shape. Like she needed to be more healthy. She wasn't taking care of herself because everything was about the kids. And I was like, okay, so that's your story, your fitness story, your health story. And then we talked a little bit more and she was like, her coaching story, well, really what it came down to was that this was the first time in a really long time that she actually cared about herself instead of her kids first. Like she actually put herself first and she was like taking care of herself and reaching her goals and stuff like that. And it gave her like a new energy for life. Like she felt like she was alive again because she was doing something good for herself. And I'm like, that is your story. That's your target market. Like, I helped them. That's what I did on that call. I helped her create her story. I'm like, that's what you need. That's who you need to talk to. Because imagine how many other women are out there like you feeling like they don't care about themselves. They don't take time for themselves. They do nothing for themselves because everything is about their kids. But imagine that you can show them and you can inspire them to actually do what you're doing and give themselves, the gift of health, the gift of just taking care of themselves. Imagine how many people you can inspire to do that. And she was like, oh my God. And she like started crying. She's like, that's like what I want to do. It was amazing. I mean, I was like, whoa, this is like, it's like you can help people pull their dreams out like of the back of themselves and just have the ability to open their minds and like want to create something again. Instead of just like living in the status quo of doing the day in and out and, not doing anything good for themselves. So anyway, that's yeah.
I'll just say that was funny because like I was that person like I didn't know how to dream. You're like, what's a perfect day? And I'm like, I don't know, being on my boat. Maybe I'll check my business in the morning. I'll go boating. We'll come back. I'll check it again. Like I didn't know what to say. Like I remember when you asked me that, and I didn't have a dream. I was like, I don't know.
Then if someone doesn't have the ability to dream, then it's simply just, okay, well, what's something that, you want to get right now? Like what's something, like, let's start with something small. Like, do you really need to buy a computer because you have no computer to work your business from? Okay, well, now how much is the computer that you want to buy? What model is it? Go out and find it online and find out how much it is. And that's going to be the number. That's going to be your first goal. Like, it's just, okay, one of them was like, I don't really care. One of my coaches, I don't really care about the money. Like, I don't really care about making money. I just want to help people. Okay. Well, somehow we got around to the fact that she told me she felt like she was spending all of her time just cleaning her house, doing the garden, and, never having time to like spend with her family. She was always taking care of everything. So she was like, there's your first goal. You need to get a cleaning lady and a gardener so you can spend more time with your family. Like that's what you need to do because that will free up your time. So that's your first goal. It's not about money. It's about the fact that you want to have more time with your family. In order to do that, you need to be able to pay somebody to clean your house. Okay? So that's what you're going to do. You're going to get a cleaning lady and a gardener. She still hasn't gotten the cleaning lady. She's doing really well in the business, but she still hasn't gotten the cleaning lady. She's just crazy busy with 2 kids now. But there you go. It starts small. And that's what we did with Stephanie. It was like, we talked about, I don't remember what it was, but we talked about something. We started small and now it's like growing and growing and growing and growing. It's just like my why was to quit my job. And now my why is to help other people quit theirs. If that's what they want. As you can see, I'm very passionate. Does anybody else want to share anything? I have all the lines muted. If you want to talk, you have to click your, self and then unmute your line if you want to say something. Sounded like, I don't know what it sounded like, but somebody's walking. So does nobody want to share anything? Really? Wow. Okay. Arthur keeps trying to share, but we can't hear him. I think you just got to call on the phone next time.
Maybe Arthur could just write it down and then
Yeah. This could be I watched that movie.
My question is.
Exactly. I was like, how can we get his questions? I mean, there's a little chat option. You can type it in. Anyway.
There is, actually. I didn't even see that.
Yeah, there's a little chat option. So if you want, you can type in what your question on chat and I can answer
it. When you type in a chat, does that just go to you?
It goes to everybody.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, all right, then. I guess, thanks for being on the call, everybody. I appreciate, you listening, and I hope that you got some good nuggets. And we'll see you next week. I'm sure we'll have another guest, I'm thinking. Good night.